Hello and welcome back to Misery Loves Mandy, where comedians talk about miserable moments and whether or not they made them into jokes. This week's guest is Brent Pella. Make sure to check out his new special from 800 Pound Gorilla on YouTube called Conscious Bro. He's hilarious. We both did improv and stand-up, so we talked about like the struggle of doing both, and then the rage that comes. If you have TSA pre-check, you will be felt seen. The rage that comes with the clear people that cut you off, best wiener in a while. And then he tells the most heartwarming story that something bad happened and it just turned out for the best. A little rags to riches story. So make sure to like and subscribe, share with a friend, and check out the Patreon where we talk about a crazy sex club. And that's all you need to know. Quick shout out as well to our new sign. Check it out when you see the wide. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you to Fuller's Fabrication. They make custom plasma cutting signs, which you're being teased right now because I'm touching it and you can't see it. So you'll see it soon. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. The other room is sponsored by Olli Pop, and we were talking how guys don't drink. They made it like girls just like Olli Pop more. It's like the sodas that make you
I
poop.
love Olli Pop.
Okay.
They have a Barbie flavor.
I know.
Dude, peaches and cream.
It's amazing.
It's wild.
I was drinking them here for free, and they were so good, and I was at the store, and they were like $2 something, and I was like, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
That I'll pay over $2.
I had a Barbie Olli Pop and it unleashed my inner feminine. I felt like incredible. I felt so balanced. I felt free
You turn
to
into
express
Ken.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to go shirtless and just run through my neighborhood.
I keep talking about all these drinks, and then they're not sponsored, and I'm like, what a waste of a.
You should talk about one drink in each episode. There's so many drinks.
So many drinks.
I love the drinks. They're all so fun.
Yeah, Whole Foods especially. I stare there and I go, what? But I hate when you get one that you don't like.
That's a bummer.
What a bummer.
There's a cool brand called Tepache.
Okay.
And they do these weird, like, kind of Mexican flavor inspired ones. So they have like cactus, lime, jalapeno, and all these trippy, like, it feels like an acid trip for your mouth. They're really, really good.
I'm sold.
And then there's Recess. Recess is good.
I've
that
seen
has
that
like
one.
hemp and CBD in it. Olli Pop is good. Poppy.
I always
another
call
one.
it Poopy, but I know
Poopy.
it's called Poppy.
Yeah, not my favorite.
But I just saw a study on it that they said there's not enough probiotics in it to actually do something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude.
So bullshit.
Yeah, 100%. But anybody would buy something with probiotics in it today.
I used to drink kombucha, and I don't know when I stopped. Maybe around the quarantine.
Booch is good.
But I used to love it.
I'm into Booch.
You still drink it?
From time to time,
Yeah.
You don't want to have too much of it like daily because then it gives you too much weird bacteria in there, and that's not good. But yeah, I'm a fan.
All right.
I've also had Jun. Have you had Jun? Jun? J-U-N.
No.
It's similar to kombucha. It's got this fermented yeast bacteria in it. You know, it's all sloppy and weird. But it's really good. It's a little more like intense of a flavor, but it's good.
I feel like if you like kombucha, then that's like the most intense flavor, I feel like, or weirdest flavor.
Yeah.
If
There's
you
a
could
lot of weird
handle
kombuchas.
that.
Yeah. And alcoholic kombuchas are that's a trip because then you're getting healthy, but you're like getting hammered at the same
The black
time.
bottle.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They'd ID you and you'd be like,
I'm good.
Fucked up. Yeah. My friend in high school, she would make her own kombucha and then started a company. I don't know where it went.
In high school?
Yeah, she was like above
She was
her.
a witch that early
She
on?
was early on.
Damn.
I know.
Good for her.
I don't think I tried like it after. I don't think she did it. She's my friend from high school. You know how you say that?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
she started her witchcraft after high school.
Cool.
But
I started my witchcraft after high school too.
How do you
Trying to
feel?
get into it more. I feel okay. I feel like I wouldn't make the cut at Hogwarts, and that's really like my goal. You know, I would want Professor Trelawney to be like, "You're doing well."
Yeah.
You know.
It's like going to like UCB. It's going to like Second City Hollywood.
Yeah.
Instead of Second City Chicago.
Yeah.
You'll
Exactly.
get into the one
Right.
that shut down. That was one of the saddest things when that was open. Did you ever go into that Second City?
Second City, yeah.
Did you do improv?
I did.
Okay.
I went up through UCB and Groundlings.
Okay.
So I did the full programs of both.
Oh, really? You did a writing lab and the show and everything?
Yep.
Wow. I was supposed to do writing lab right before the quarantine. Or like I was ready, like I was allowed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was
the first level or the advanced?
The first level.
The first level, yeah. Would you go back to it? Do you think? No, yeah.
No.
It was fun. I liked it. I had some cool people in that class. Chloe Feynman, my friend of mine, was in that class.
Yeah,
she definitely cried. I cried. Everybody cried. But next time I'll just ask for the one that touches instead of the one that's mean.
I'm surprised we haven't heard of an improv teacher that touches.
It's had to have happened.
I think
for sure.
Yeah, it hasn't come out.
There was
yet.
for sure one that was like a little too talky, you know, like running a scene, but the scene's over type of thing, like running a scene in the hallway. Like, hey, you looked really good in there today. Oh, thanks. You mean my edits? Yeah, and just like how you look. Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's happened.
Yeah. Luckily, not us. Or maybe yes. Once again, two things that we are not doing because.
Right.
I think
maybe there's
a pattern. What did you like better, UCB or Groundlings? I only did Groundlings.
I started at UCB and then I went to Groundlings. I liked Groundlings more because of my style. My style is more like high energy, character, wacky, and UCB is a little bit more cerebral. You're kind of a different version of yourself when you're on stage. You're not always a character. Groundlings, you're never yourself. You're always someone else. And so that was really fun to fall into. And that became kind of my acting training because I never went to acting school or anything like that. So they really up until, the Wicked Witch of the Groundlings, I was learning how to act, how to commit to a scene. And that was really cool. So I took a lot of that into my video stuff and stand up and everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, you do characters all the time now.
Yeah, super fun.
And people were always like, did the Groundlings help with stand up? And I'm like, I'm sure it did, but like
it kind of it helps me commit to a bit for sure. Because at Groundlings, you're committing so hard.
You're like an animal on the
so
ground.
Hard.
You're like doing such
you're a zebra.
Fool out of yourself.
Yeah. Whereas at UCB, it's that like alt comedy thing of like you can acknowledge that a scene isn't going the way you expected. And everybody's like, that's so funny. He's alty. And that's great. And that's fun. And people love that. And that's awesome. For me, I was much more into like, man, I wish I wasn't born with a straw up my ass. Guess I breathe out of my ass now. And I was just going to commit to that no matter what. And I'm not going to bow out of it because now I was born with a straw in my ass. And that's the character I play until the end of the scene.
And that's grounded in reality.
That's an original sketch, by the way. Do not try to take that. That is written, copyrighted, and submitted to SNL, and they will accept it one day.
I do think, though, that is the perfect example of UCB and Groundlings characters. Even here when you did the UCB voice, you sounded like, what's his name from Silicon Valley, who's UCB. They bleed.
Yeah.
God damn it. Lead Silicon Valley.
Was he on the Ass Cat shows?
Yeah.
He did those.
Let's see. My brain is the worst, and I blame Google because I give myself a few minutes usually to try to guess.
Thomas Middleton?
Yeah.
Middleditch? Yeah.
That's who you sounded like when you did that.
He's really good at improv,
oh
by the
my
way.
God.
He's fantastic. Him
know.
And Zach something. What's
Zach
his name? Wood? I forget.
And then what's his name?
There are a couple dudes that are just nuts.
Yeah, those.
Improv.
You were right, Zach Woods.
Yeah,
Woods, yeah.
Those UCB guys are good in their style.
Yeah, and it's such a style, and it's a fun style. But it was. I liked Groundlings more.
Yeah, I do too, because I like to play stupid.
Yeah.
And UCB, I feel like you have to a little bit. It's not as easy.
It's a little
to
more
play.
smart.
Yeah.
Groundlings is very smart still, but UCB is a little more like smart, like cerebral. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's up there trying to think of a clever thing, whereas groundlings, you're walking around like, well, your asshole's a straw, my dick's a spoon. Happy wedding anniversary, Shaggy. And now somebody's Shaggy, and it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I do miss it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I went back. Jessica Michelle Singleton is taking classes now.
Oh, cool.
So I went to go see her show.
Do you know what level she's in?
I think it was her advanced show.
Cool.
So it was like regular improv. It was so weird being back, and
Yeah.
especially in the school.
Yeah.
It was like going back to your high school.
Yeah. I haven't been back since my last show, and because I just had such a bad taste in my mouth from the way they ran stuff and the way they choose who to move on. It was so gross. And there were 2 guys in my class that straight up cheated. They would write old groundling sketches that were already out on YouTube, and they would rewrite them like barely, and it was so obvious. And just the way the politics of it and the weird hierarchies and the power trip that a couple of the teachers were on. I had some amazing teachers too, but yeah, I haven't been back.
That's how. Sounds like you feel the same way I felt.
I do. Gained a lot. Got a good straw in the ass sketch out of it, but everything else, I'm good. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
And I do recommend it. I would recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I would recommend
For
it.
sure.
But if I could turn my life back around, I don't know if I would have done it again.
Yeah.
Have fun, kids. I'm glad I did it when I was younger, though, because it was like,
Yeah.
I was green, and like I didn't take acting classes either. So that was, I mean,
I was so green.
Oh my God.
My first time on stage, I started doing improv a month before I did my first open mic.
Really?
And then I was doing both at the same time, learning, like bouncing around open mics all over LA, and also just getting annihilated on stage and trying to figure it out. And so I was failing at these 2 big things kind of simultaneously, but slowly getting better, which was it was pretty cool. It was a fun like chapter. I remember.
I did the exact same thing.
You did? Yeah.
I did stand up and improv the exact same time for 10 years or maybe 9 years.
Yeah.
And it was, like you said, so much emotion. I cared so much. Yeah. I put everything into it. And I felt like I was just okay at both. For like, I never thought I was bad at either. But improv made me so insecure because like the actors were such good actors. They went to theater school. And I was like, I'll play stupid again.
Right? They're like singing. And then you come on and you're like, I'm an octopus.
And then with stand-up, I did this thing every time I was in a groundlings class. Stand-up would go a little lower. And then when I was on a break, I'd do more stand-up, and then improv would take.
Right.
So it was like this. I was like, oh, man, imagine like how good I'd be at stand-up now if I just did that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to complain about that anymore. We got here. We're here.
We got a studio with real bricks and ivy. You're doing great.
This is the Sign's first debut.
Oh, cool.
Is the weekly wiener, and it's like a person or thing that bugs you more than it should have.
Got it.
Do you have one on the top of your...
Do I have one? I've been waiting for this opportunity.
All right.
I didn't even know this was the first segment, and I've just been praying on this moment. Can I go?
Go.
Every single clear agent at an airport.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
Hey, stop fucking cutting me, dude. I'm in line. I don't care where you're bringing your people from. They can wait behind me. I was at the Austin airport flying out here, and I'm next in line, right? And what happened was the couple people in front of me, and I pre-checked because I'm dope. And I had pre-checked.
I did too.
And a couple people in front of me had gotten validated by the security person, but the line was so long that it extended to the security desk. So I couldn't approach the security desk yet. But I was next, right? So there's about 3 feet in front of me in the desk. The person at the desk, the passenger who was in front of me, they start walking toward the conveyor belt where everybody's putting their luggage, giving me a window of opportunity, right? I look over my shoulder. I see a clear agent coming in with her 2 middle-aged Wisconsinites, right? And she's walking up. And so I walk forward and I hold out my passport, and the TSA person is about to reach for it, and the clear person just right in front, just whips these people's IDs in front. And I said, oh, actually, I was next. I'm handing her my passport right now. I said that word for word.
Good.
Because it was early in the morning, and I'm a talker. If something goes wrong, I'm going to say something about it, okay?
I love
Especially
it.
at an airport. I'm not going to be rude, but I am going to talk.
I'm the same.
And so I was like, oh, actually, I was next. I was just handing her my passport. This chick goes, oh, actually, you're going to be after us because I am now handing their IDs over.
No.
She said, yeah. She said, oh, actually, now you're going to be after us because she's getting their IDs now. Like, she said it like that. And I looked at her and I was like, I was thrown off. And there was no room for her two clear people to go through. So now they're waiting right in front of me. Okay. And I'm looking around and it's taking forever. And I say to my friend, I was like, yo, this is insane, right? And the woman who was the clear person's like sheep,
Chauffeur,
the Wisconsin chick.
Oh, yeah.
The woman who's getting shepherded. She was like, she looked at me and she was like, yeah, no, this is crazy. I'm sorry. And I was like, it's not your fault. It's her fault. And she heard, the clear agent heard me. Because I said that. I said, it's not your fault. It's her fault.
Good.
And the clear agent looked at me and she gave me a look. She gave me a look. And in my mind, I'm like, are you glitching too, you CrowdStrike ass bitch? And the two people walked through, and I leaned slightly to my right, which was a little bit petty, but I wanted to I just leaned slightly to my left because I wanted to walk toward the security desk now, and the clear agent, instead of walking around me, she pushed my bag with her foot. Like she kicked it out of the way. Like a solid
my God.
kick. Yeah. It was nuts.
She could get fired for that.
100%.
Sure.
100%. So I laughed because in that situation, you have to laugh to make them feel completely invaluable to society. And so I laughed and life goes on. But like nuts, you know? Hey, clear people. You're not clear. It was fun. It was messed up.
Out of context, that sounds like another hate crime. Hey, clear people.
Yeah, dude. I see you. Hey, clear people. I fucking see you, dude. So yeah, all clear people are just on my shit list now.
I have TSA pre-check as well, so I understand the clear thing. They start off being annoying because on your way to TSA pre-check, they have someone going, sign up for clear. Yeah. Like annoyingly.
Yeah, and they try to recruit you like it's Scientology. And they're trying to get you to literally go clear, you know? And it's so annoying, dude. I don't want to go clear. I just want to get on the gate.
Same. I'm good with TSA pre-check. I can let 3 people go in front of me.
Because when you go clear, you're automatically signing up to make other people angry by cutting them. Yeah. You know? And you also can't talk to your family and friends anymore. Because now you have clear. And that's just how it works.
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I flew yesterday and they had someone, because they have their badges, the clear people, to make them seem cool. And Matt went, and then I was going, and she tried cutting in, and I was like, I'm with him. And she was like, okay. Mine backed off. But I was like, you're not going to split up a group for another group with your clear shit. But man, I'm going to do a quick little wiener from yesterday's flight since we're on the topic, and then a big wiener.
Okay, cool.
So my little wieners, right before we're about to take off, they come on, and this is JetBlue. Like, this sounds like it's Spirit, because I've had Spirit flight attendants say weird shit, like they don't understand when they should say something and when they shouldn't. So this is JetBlue. Maybe they used to work for Spirit. They go, hey, the flight's so casual. The flight's might be delayed. I don't know if it's gonna be short time or long time, but there's like on the wing, there's something's wrong with the wing, and we need to find out if it's like a new injury or an old injury. So we're not sure how long it's gonna take, but we just want to make sure like the wing's fine.
They said injury?
And I don't know if it was. I don't know if the word was injury, but like that there was something, like I pictured metal.
Yeah.
Like they saw something on the wing that was like there was something wrong with the wing, and they wanted to make sure that was approved already. Like that was noticed, and that's okay. But like also, how about just figure it out and don't tell us?
Just go fix it.
And then
I don't want to know what's wrong with the plane.
I never want to know what's wrong with the plane.
Just go fix the plane.
Just say, hey, little delay.
Yeah.
We'll be on shortly.
Maintenance issue.
Yeah, maintenance issue.
Maintenance issue.
That's like the alien shit. Don't tell
Yeah.
us. We can't handle it.
Yep.
I can't handle a broken wing and then going on a 6-hour flight.
Yeah.
So he pops up again like a few minutes. Oh, great. It was already inspected previously. We're good to take off.
Oh, dude.
What?
I feel like flying has gotten worse. I feel like they just keep getting worse. Like they're trying to out-bat each other.
Yeah.
All the airlines.
They really are.
Yeah.
I think they are. So JetBlue tried to buy Spirit, and then they got denied because of like Monopoly the game or something. I don't know.
They found out it had roaches in all the planes. So they were like, nah.
Yeah, they don't want
We're
it.
good.
They don't
Yeah.
want it. I told Chappelle I'd save this wiener for him, but I really want to say it now because I can't hold it in.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever played on a kickball league?
Man, the last time I played kickball was senior ditch day, in high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
senior ditch day.
Yeah, we had a keg at second base and a keg at home.
That's amazing.
It was great. Cops
Yeah.
broke it up.
Oh.
People ran. My buddy wasn't allowed to walk in graduation.
Wow.
Yeah, we had some messed up small town cops, but it was fun for a
That
couple
part's
hours.
messed up, but
Yeah.
that just makes me feel so nostalgic.
Dude, a cop peeled out into this big grassy field where we were playing. It was like Super Troopers. He was like sliding, and everybody was like, "Ah, shit!" My buddy picked up a keg and started running. Half of us took off in the other direction. It was nuts.
And
it was
he
crazy.
wasn't able to walk?
Yeah, so he got arrested, and because it was, I think, a week before graduation.
Okay.
I don't know why they were so strict about that stuff. So instead of walking at graduation, he just got like completely hammered, and then we all met him after.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're like, Richard. He's like, oh.
Where you grew up in a small town?
Mhm.
What?
Yeah,
where?
up in Davis, California.
Okay.
Northern Cal. Yeah, small little farm town.
Man.
Where are you from?
I'm from Florida.
Okay.
So a lot of kickball, but just the cops don't care.
Yeah, right. The cops join you.
Yeah. So
It's like a keg of Four Loko.
exactly. Oh my god.
Then versus the fire department.
Oh. So my wiener is kickball. So I just started playing on like the comedian kickball league with
cool.
like some people, and it's not called the comedian. It's the only one. Pretty official. So I like played soccer and then lacrosse. Like I played sports my whole life. And this I'm going to feel like I'm going to sound really bitchy saying this, but playing kickball is driving me crazy because you're playing with a bunch of people who've never played sports in their life.
Yeah.
And they bunt it.
Oh.
And they know.
They always bunt it?
Oh, you get 3 bunts a round. Like 3 players can bunt per inning. Not
Really?
per inning. Not per inning. Per like turn.
Right. Yeah.
I watch football more than baseball. Clearly, I don't know.
But so a lot of people are bunting?
Everyone's
Why
bunting.
don't they just kick the ball?
Because they're fucking nerds.
Oh my god.
I'm losing my mind. So it's like people who aren't athletic but figured out how to trick the system.
Dude, I would be heated.
I'm on fire.
Yeah.
Like literally mad. And
Yeah.
then I have to look inside and say,
And you have to go inward
yeah.
to find your own peace.
But I'm like,
Damn.
I don't know if I could play another season.
Do they just bunt so that they can make it to first?
And they do. They win that way by
there
bunting.
should only be one bunt then.
There should be no bunts.
Or none. I'd prefer none.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if bunts.
Kick the ball.
Kick the fucking ball.
You're going to make it to first.
Oh, I have to play tonight.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm just prepping myself for the rage. And then the referee is just another improv coach that doesn't know anything about sports.
He's doing object work.
Yeah. He's like, you're up.
You're out.
I'm like, what?
Zip. You're second base.
It's awful. So then the last game, she like let this guy like spin it and it was bouncing. And she was like, we're like, you're not supposed to bounce it when you pitch it. And she goes, trust me, I know I wouldn't be able to hit that either, but it's fair game. And then when we would bounce it on accident, she'd go, bounce. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, man.
So like the ref doesn't know what they're saying. The players are cheating, but that's not cheating. But it feels like cheating. And I am such a rule follower when it comes to like things like that. I'm like, that does. I'm like, what did you say? The lady glitched? I'm glitching.
Yeah, she glitched.
I'm freaking glitching out. And then it's like, you're like, oh, my turn. And I can't even feel confident because if you kick it really well in kickball, they catch it.
You got to kick it through a hole.
Yeah.
And it's got to be like a fast grounder.
Yeah,
That's
fast
the
grounder.
trick. Or you have to have a crazy leg and just send it to the moon.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
We never got to practice. I've never once had a practice kick.
Oh, no. You just went right into the game?
It's just raw.
Oh, man. You raw dog kickball?
Kickball.
You
It's
can't
not
raw dog
going
kickball.
well.
Oh,
I know.
fuck.
Aren't
I
you
know.
like $12.99 away from practicing all you want?
Yeah.
And the league's expensive. And so last game I was like, if you're gonna bunt it, I'm gonna bunt. And then I tried bunting and I got out because it was foul every time.
Oh, you bunted it foul?
Yeah. And I
Ah.
was like committing to the bunt. And I even like embarrassing to the camera was like, if they're gonna bunt, I'm gonna bunt. And then they're like, you gave it away. They knew you were gonna bunt because you just yelled to the camera, if they're gonna bunt, I'm gonna bunt. And then I'm like, who am I?
Dude, kickball, your best bet is a hard, fast grounder to third base.
Oh, yeah.
And getting it
Give us
past
some
third,
space.
get it out to left field, and then you can get to first easily.
Okay, maybe today's my day.
Today's the day.
I need to show up early, buy my own kickball, and practice
Yeah.
and show them.
Just bounce it off a wall lightly. And just set up like, little circles on the wall so you can get it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pissing. I'm not like competitive, but like it is.
You sound competitive.
I'm not.
You sound a little competitive.
That's what people who aren't competitive say. I'm not competitive.
I'm not competitive, but like follow the fucking rules. I swear, I don't care who wins or loses, but like stop fucking bunting. Like play the
Oh
game.
my God. I forgot how good it felt to win
Yeah.
versus losing.
It feels really good to win.
It feels really good to win.
It feels good to compete too. I still
Yeah.
play basketball competitively
That's
with
great.
some guys. Yeah.
See,
And
guys,
we
you
go
have
hard.
more. You
yeah.
got more shit. You got baseball or softball, basketball. So you guys go at it at
We
basketball?
go at it. We go pretty hard. Yeah. I still got like scratches from last week.
Really?
Yeah. No, we go tough. And if somebody doesn't play good, they don't have a good day. Like the rest of their day is kind of a bummer. And I think that's good. That's a good thing. I
Feel
think,
it.
Yeah, you feel, and then you come back better next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel it. Yeah, I go to Matt's softball games, and then when they lose, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
And if I now, I'm like, I get it. That fucking sucks.
You get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Feel
yeah.
that fire again.
Oh, I gotta slap.
Did you play
freaking
sports
hands.
in high school?
Yeah, I played soccer throughout high school, like since I was little to high school, and then high school I switched over to lacrosse.
Oh,
But
I played
always-
lacrosse.
Did you?
Yeah, it was super fun.
I love lacrosse.
I played. It was like our community had just started a lacrosse team. It was a club team, not a school team, and it was like the new sport.
Yeah, when
Everybody
I
was
started,
trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It was only because it was only like Northeast in Florida and California. I feel like
right.
they didn't really have it yet.
Right, yeah. And when I started playing, I was coming off an ankle injury from basketball, so they put me at goalie because I had like fast hand-eye coordination, and I was like pretty good. I started varsity in 10th grade.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
I started varsity in 10th grade, and in 9th grade I made captain, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Because
cool.
soccer, I was okay, but I wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Do you miss hitting people?
I do. I had a couple solid hits.
Yeah.
But I was never like a really physical athlete like that. Like I didn't play football. I didn't play rugby. Lacrosse was the only sport where I could actually like lay someone out. And
Yeah.
I did once or twice, and it was really fucking cool. I laid one kid out in a game, and I didn't even know that I hit him that bad, but like the sidelines erupted because he was going to catch it and his shoulder was to me, and I just came in like at a 90-degree angle and
Oh,
like
yeah.
lifted him. But he must have been really light because I didn't think I really touched him. And everybody on the sideline was like, "Yeah, Brent, yeah!" And I was like, "Yeah, all right, I'm doing it," But basketball was always my sport. I played through high school and college.
Oh, that's awesome. You did
Yeah.
college too. That's way more serious.
Yeah, it was fun. I went to Santa Cruz for 2 years,
Okay.
which was D3.
Nice.
So not the biggest, most
But
competitive
still.
level, but still NCAA. And then I transferred to UC Santa Barbara after that. And I was walking on to the team, and I broke my ankle.
What?
Yeah.
Sports
bummer.
injuries kill me to hear.
Yeah.
It's so devastating.
It was a bummer, but it sent me in a cool direction because I started getting I switched majors from English to film
Okay.
when that happened. And then I got involved at the student newspaper and the student radio station.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I started learning, like, I would do little film set stuff as a PA and like student film stuff. And I started doing these on-camera interviews with student athletes. So I learned, like, angles and lighting and camera settings and stuff like that. So it kind of was the beginning of all the insanity that I'm doing now.
That all worked out.
Yeah. It was cool.
And this is a way longer career than basketball.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I was never touched. So clearly I was going nowhere the whole time.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
That is cool though. I love looking back and seeing like how things like worked out.
Mhm.
Like I was taking improv classes in college on the side, and then the last year the improv class filled up, so I called the Orlando Improv. Which is confusing that Orlando Improv is called improv when it's not improv. Like the improvs are called improvs when it's not.
Are you talking about the comedy club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of weird?
It's called Orlando Improv.
Well, I mean that the improvs are called improv.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. But it's not improv.
It's not improv.
It's confused so many of my friends. They're always like, "Where do you perform? I want to see a show." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm at the Improv in Hollywood." And they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you do improv." And I'm like, just come, just buy a ticket. You know?
I wonder why they did that. But anyways, I was taking
Yeah.
improv, and then they were out of classes, so I called the Orlando Improv and took a stand-up class because that improv was
Oh, that's cool.
was full. So it was like you're forced sometimes into other things.
Yeah.
So
How'd you like the stand-up class?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Do you know Carmen Vallone? He's still around. He's an Orlando comic, but
Cool.
it was like when you don't know what to do, just learning to keep your mic near you and to like put the stand. Just
Put the
things
stand
like,
behind you. Don't play with the cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touch everyone.
Touch as many people as possible. Dick out
Yeah.
on the punchline.
And
Yeah.
you're good to go. So that was my switch.
Cool. Yeah, I never took a stand-up class, but I always wondered
Yeah.
how those were.
I don't think they're necessary, but when you're scared, I think it
Oh,
helps.
for sure. Yeah. It's a little boost.
Yeah, just walk you along. All right, so my next segment is my favorite. And I wanted to ask you one thing. Oh, so the reason of the podcast is like turning embarrassing, miserable moments into jokes.
Yeah.
Which is the best. But then I wanted to ask too, like, because Matt and I have talked about this, like, do you make any sketches into stand-up bits and sketches?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time.
I
Yeah.
always
And-
want to and I don't.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll feel if it works better as a bit on stage or as a video. And so that's like very fluid for sure, which is fun. But something that I turned into a joke, yeah, there actually was. It wasn't like, it's not a stand-up joke though, it was a video.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. All right, so it's a little bit of a story, but it's a fun story.
Yeah,
I think it's
hear
fun.
it.
It might be a sad story. I don't know.
It's an emotional story.
It's an emotional story for sure. All right. Year one of doing stand-up comedy.
Okay.
I started in LA, and this is 2014, and I'm cruising all over LA, like 6 open mics a night, recording all of them, listening to them in my car. I kept a spreadsheet of like jokes that I did my first 2 years. I kept a spreadsheet of like the open mic that I hit. Another column was how long the set was.
Wow.
And then what jokes I did, what worked, what didn't. And that was like a spreadsheet that I kept. So I feel like I grew a lot within
sure.
2 years, which was cool.
That's awesome too. That's like hard work.
Yeah, it was work. And now I don't give a fuck about it. But so in that first year when I was like super dialed on really trying to get better, I was doing a lot of weird shit. And I was throwing everything at the wall. Like I was just going berserk as an open micer. And when you're doing open mics, a lot of times you're only in front of other comedians, and a lot of those comedians don't really give a fuck about you. They're working on their own stuff in their notebook. They don't want you to do well because they want to do well. Whatever. It's the classic cliche.
Yeah.
That's not everybody. There's some people that are nice and fun and friendly. So on one night, I had been doing this joke for a couple of weeks. It was an impression of Eminem as the spokesman for M&M's. And I was just like, I got peanuts. I'm a peanut. I'm yellow. Feel mellow. Grab a yellow. Like stupid things like that. And I was doing like impressions mixed with like joke bits. It was like a very young Jimmy Fallon style thing because that was such a huge inspiration for me. So I was doing, you can imagine how an impression would go over at, you know, the Silver Lake Lounge.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I get that.
Or that other weird one that's downtown.
Hyperion Lyric. Oh, downtown.
Or Lyric.
They were very
or-
judgy.
Yeah. So I was at the Silver Lake Lounge, and I hadn't really like made a lot of friends yet because I was only maybe 6 or 7 months in to doing stand up. So I was still like learning the ropes and seeing who's cool and who's not. And oh my God, that guy Alex Hooper just nailed that joke. I'm like, oh dude, this guy's super funny. And I go to the Silver Lake Lounge for a 3-minute spot on an open mic. And I do the Eminem bit, and I do like 2 other things. It does not go well at all. I mean, in my head it went well, and I was just like, all right, well, I'm not performing for these people. I'm performing for me, to get better because none of these people are going to be my fans. These are all colleagues, and I kind of like was in that mentality.
First of all, that's a great way to look at it, being new to stand up. That's like, no one does that.
Yeah, because I was like, I would love for these people to like me, but clearly they don't like Eminem impressions.
They don't like Eminem or Eminem.
Right, exactly. They're all like trying to talk about their dead dad and all this other sad stuff. And so I do the 3 minutes. I go over by about 30 seconds. And I say, all right, thanks, I'm Brent. I walk off, like 2 people clap. And I go about the night and I do a couple other open mics. The next day, I go to this other dive bar in downtown LA, right next to Meth Head Park or whatever it's called.
I know which one you're talking about. It was yellow. It was not El Cid. It wasn't El Cid.
It wasn't El Cid. It was. It had black. It was a black sign outside.
I know what you're talking about because it was always on the Comedy Bureau.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. And there was that like high stage, and it was kind of long a little bit, and there was a little back courtyard with that was like pavement.
I know the place you're talking about. I just can't
It'll come to me probably in the next hour. So I go there the next day, and I walk in and I'm like, hey man, I'm here to sign up for the open mic. And the guy's like, all right, cool, here's a list. Or he says, what's your name or whatever. And I said, yeah, I'm Brent. You can put me down as Brent Pella. And he goes, wait, are you the Brent Pella from the Facebook thing? And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, have you not seen it? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh no.
He pulls out his phone and he shows me a post that somebody made, this girl, whose name I will not say because I'm not going to stoop to her level, but I'll tell you off air. She had made a post, and the post said, hey, just a heads up to everybody in the LA stand-up scene, there's this guy named Brent who will run the light and do terrible impressions, and he is like not funny at all.
Oh my
and
God.
Just letting everybody know, like, if he comes through, know what to expect. Like stuff like that, like
that's
word for word.
Crazy.
And there were 100 comments.
Oh no.
From people who were like, oh, I've seen him. Like that was terrible. I was there. It was bad. Oh, this sounds awful. What an idiot. And then one guy whose name I forget, who was really cool. And maybe I'll look it up later. But he said, he was like, hey, you shouldn't be posting this publicly. That guy's new to stand up. We're all just trying to figure it out. That's what open mics are for.
Thank God.
Yeah. But there was like a long list of shit talking about me. And I was like, hot with embarrassment, right? Like I wanted nothing but this scene to like me. And here's everybody that I had like said what's up to trashing me. Like there's some type of clear agent at an airport, you know, just giving me a kick as I walked by. And so I did the open mic that night at the place. And I kept going and I kept fucking doing it. But from that night on, I like quadrupled down on that initial thought that I had, which is like, okay, I'm not here really to make friends. I'm here to get better. None of these people in my audience. Clearly, there's no loyalty or friendship to be found here. And I would just go to open mics, I'd do the thing, and I'd fucking take off. I wouldn't hang out. I never went to the store because I didn't trust people after that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. And so the twist of this is that was over the Eminem impression that I had done, right? Like 2 or 3 years later, Eminem dropped an album called Kamikaze where he just was mad at everybody. And so I did an impression video of Eminem called Eminem Disses Everything. And it was the first like real comedy video that I had released besides some silly stuff in college. And it got 1 million views in like 3 hours.
Yay!
On Reddit.
Happy ending.
Yeah. And it exploded. And from there, I did more Eminem impressions. They kept getting love. And then Nick Cannon saw an Eminem impression video that I did. Yeah. And he reached out to me on Instagram in my DMs and cast me on Wild 'N Out. And so I got my first big TV credit over the Eminem impression that this bitch said, don't let Brent Pella do that if he comes to your open mic. And it made the beginning of my career happen. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that story so much. What a roller coaster.
I know, it was wild. It was crazy. Because I really didn't. I was so bummed. I was like, damn. And it was more like I was bummed because I felt like I had to have lost faith in the community rather than being bummed that everybody's making fun of me. I was bummed that like, all these people I thought were cool like aren't cool, and I guess I'm just not gonna fuck with anybody now, you know. And so I'm still trying to reverse that a little bit. So maybe therapy is in order, but But sticking to like what I thought was funny and like continuing to do the dumb Eminem thing until it became a real thing and it became like an internet meme, and it was a blast. And so I turned it around. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I know. And we also, not that it matters because we're mature adults, but you know, she saw the videos.
She had to have.
She had to have.
And about her, I had heard from other people that she's like kind of a bad person that not many people like, and she's got a lot of spite and venom for people, and she's not very cool or easy to get along with, and that might stem from other things in her life. So like, you know, it sucks to see somebody put out negativity, but I don't know what she's got going on. Maybe she's projecting her own shit outwardly.
Definitely.
So whatever. I got no hate for this chick.
It's just crazy that you were a part of it.
I also, maybe I should have love for her because
Right?
she, you know, did the thing that made me say that she woke up the fucking Hulk or Venom. She unleashed the Venom.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you had like good like structure before that. And then that happening, that was like your final little sprinkle of like, let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a trip.
That is really, I love that so much. You don't understand. Because that's like such an uncomfortable thing. Because it's like we go through like middle school, high school, all these awkward things. And we moved to LA. And like, I didn't really like, I mean, of course you want people to like you, but you don't expect like to get bullied in LA.
Dude, I got bullied as an adult.
Yeah.
Right? This kid bullied me in like third grade. This was way worse as an adult. I got bullied by like the comedy scene. It was so messed up. I was like, bro, I'm just out here telling dumb jokes. You're not going to call out the kid who's talking about eating his dad's ass at the Tribal Cafe. He's got a 5-minute bit about eating his dad's ass. And there's smoothies going in the background. This kid's like eating an ass on stage in front of 6 people. And I'm the one that gets the Facebook post. So, yeah, I tried to, you know, not let it bring me down to that person's level and instead just keep doing what I thought was funny.
Man.
Yeah.
That's like this is like a Tonight Show story.
Yeah.
It really is. With Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon. No one ever says he's like their inspiration. Not that they shouldn't, but I grew
Early Jimmy,
up watching SNL. I loved when Jimmy would crack. Oh, it would make me die laughing.
And if you watch his really early stuff, like when he's doing his one stand-up routine that he had like 10 minutes. For years. All he had was 10 minutes. He had the troll doll thing. He had a couple of voices and like 1 or 2 jokes. But he was just like a young kid, like being silly, you know? And that purity was kind of what inspired me. Him and Chris Farley and Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I listened to Chris Farley's audio biography.
Oh, yeah?
It's not read by him, obviously. But
did you know he was the original Shrek?
Yeah, I did. I learned it in the book.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the animatic?
Yeah,
that
they have it on YouTube.
It's really cool. Yeah.
It is
I cried
really cool.
when I first saw it.
It is sad.
It's really sad. Yeah.
But yeah, his story is great. I was obsessed. I actually was it was all like females, but Molly Shannon was like in the movie Superstar was like I'm gonna go to Hollywood, everybody.
Yeah, my mom raised me on that. That was totally my era.
Oh, then did you get watch like Spaceballs
100%.
and all those? I think that's like Galaxy Quest. I was raised by all those movies too. Yeah.
Tommy Boy, Black Sheep,
Joe Dirt,
fantastic. There were a couple others around that time. I mean, all the Adam Sandler movies too.
Oh, yeah. Rat Race. I was also.
Oh, Rat Race.
I love Rat Race.
Whoa, that's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Damn, I should watch that again.
Yeah,
that's
a good throwback. I still quote it all the time. Dumb quotes like I'm prairie dogging it.
Those were the movies that put like phrases into culture. Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have like movies now? There's not as many quotes because not everyone sees the movies. Like back then, everyone would go watch it.
Yep.
But now we're like,
yeah. Now we got TikTok.
Yeah. Do people quote anything on TikTok? I guess dancing.
Yeah, I mean stuff like the Hawk Tua chick.
Oh yeah, I just learned last episode. I missed this.
Yeah, it's it's gonna go away. It's not gonna be around. But stuff like that, I think gets quoted more than movies these days. Like viral, crazy things that people say or do just in man on the street interviews.
I guess that is our new version.
But I got told that people were quoting my Eminem video.
That's exciting.
Like when he's in the video, I diss a dog. Like I diss a dog, a popsicle, my roommate, a bunch of things. And I saw like GIFs online that was me like dissing the dog. And I thought that was pretty cool. So
I'd freak out if I saw that.
Yeah, it was cool.
That is really cool. So maybe this era is better for us. We don't have to be, I mean, we love to be in movies, but you get to like be quoted with your own account.
Yeah, you get to, the cool thing about this era, rather than, you know, a couple decades ago where movies were the big push of or driver of culture, is you can drive culture just on your own.
Yeah.
You know, and it's super saturated, so a lot of people are trying to do that, but you have way more of an ability to, I think.
Yeah, I feel like as much as I complain about social media, I would much rather have we have it now over back then.
Yeah.
A lot more luck back then. Now we can like make shit happen. We're not stopping until it happens. God damn it. Were there any other stories, or like, I mean, that's hard on top, or is there like a moment that you made into your sketch and a stand-up that you think
a
of?
low moment.
It doesn't have to be a low moment or
any
embarrassing moment. Or just anyone.
Yeah, you know, I talked about this in my special that came out
Link
which
below.
is out now,
Yeah.
Conscious Bro on YouTube. I've had some weird like back injuries, and I've made fun of that in the past, but then I kept having them.
Oh.
And my spiritual friend was like, well, you know, I think maybe you should just stop talking about it altogether, because as you keep talking about it, no, but
Like
could have
a
been,
voice.
yeah. But I, you know, whenever something kind of shitty like that happens, I like to highlight it, because I feel like if something shitty like that, like a back spasm, happens to me, that's going to happen to millions of other people for sure. I was walking through the airport at 4 a.m. with a buddy of mine, and I had a check bag and a carry-on bag. 4 a.m. in Nashville. And we get to the entrance of the airport, and there's like a 2-inch lip on the curb that we got to walk up. 2 inches. And I lift both of the bags up, and my entire back on fire. Completely seizes. It felt like all the muscles just went and just like somersaulted each other.
Oh, that sounds
It
horrible.
was so bad, I couldn't breathe. I literally couldn't breathe. His flight was in an hour, so he went to it. Mine was in 2 hours.
He's like, see
And he
ya.
was like, bye. I was like, dude, go. And in the big entranceway for the airport, like where everybody walks in, I was sitting on the floor, like in the middle of people walking by, because I couldn't move for like 30 minutes.
Damn.
And then I crawled my way to a bench, and I sat on the bench, and I had to like go like so slowly into my bag to get some Advil, and I took like 4 Advil, and I waited another 30 minutes, and then my flight was boarding, so I just had to suck it up and go get on the plane, and it was a nightmare.
Damn.
Yeah. So talk about that a little bit in my special, and some back injury stuff, and 'cause I'd rather laugh at that than be sad about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
But was it from basketball, or what caused it?
Dude, I think it was being up at 4 a.m, not stretching, being a little cold, and like lifting my bags a couple inches at the same time, just in barely the wrong way. And I hadn't I usually stretch every morning, especially before a flight. So it must have just been like a combination of all that.
But was that the first time that happened?
That was the worst that had happened.
Okay.
Yeah, but not the first. I've had like, you know, you sleep wrong, or sometimes these cross-country flights to shows or whatever just mess me up.
I'm sure.
Stuff in like the chair, especially a Spirit flight.
Oh God,
Good
no.
Lord. Yeah.
That's scary though, not knowing like when it's gonna happen.
Yeah. It's a nightmare. It sucks. So I'm doing hot yoga now to feel better. And actually, you know, here's what happened. So I got my back injury happen a couple times, and I have like a back injury joke. But then I started going to hot yoga to fix all the problems, and now I have a whole hot yoga bit because of that, which I wouldn't have had without the injury. Have you been to hot yoga?
I've done it once.
Okay, was the teacher like condescending as fuck?
Oh, I don't remember what the teacher was like, but I have been in yoga classes where the teacher is.
Sometimes they're like snide.
Yeah.
They're like Professor Snape, dude.
Yeah, I had
They're
one
like-
lady say, like I wasn't flexible enough.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I'm like, that's why I'm in yoga, to get flexible.
I heard a teacher say, yep, and we're all going to go up on our left foot. No, that's your left. Do you know what your left is? Yep, there it is. That happened in a class. Another class, I had to walk out to get water because I was like dying. And she goes from the front of the room, she goes, all right, and our next pose, for those of you who choose not to leave the room, and I, like, to me, like she said that out loud to everybody, as I was the only one going to get water, just real quick. So these flexible bitches, man, there's something else.
Have you done that character, the condescending?
Oh yeah, that's part of the bit.
Okay, I mean, that is definitely a.
So that's a good example. Like that's only a bit I do on stage right now. But as I work it out a little more, it'll probably become like a full sketch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a perfect one.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess you really can, like, if you wanted to, make everything into both.
Yeah.
Which, what a way to squeeze it dry. Get all the use out of it.
Yep.
I tried doing videos, never picked up. I had to pivot. But I want to like go back and like watch them and see like what ones I could turn into jokes.
You should.
It would be.
Yeah. Even if there's like a stand-up bit that you could turn into an easy joke to do just on a phone, because that stuff is what pops now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people are getting tens of millions of views on short little iPhone videos.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm such like I love production though.
So do I.
And like you have great value in your videos,
Thank
like
you.
production value. But like I can't. It tries to. That's a good wiener by itself. That like the shittier something looks, the less time you put into something, the better it does sometimes.
That's the trend.
Why?
It's nuts. So and it's been hard for me to do that. Because I like getting people together. I like shooting it in 4K, cinema camera, a couple of lights. But I'm trying to dumb down my ideas now just so I could get them out quicker. Damn. And then maybe like one out of every 3 or 4 is going to be nicer looking. But
I'm sure though, even your like shittier ones are going to look perfect.
Yeah, I'm trying. I just gotta make that chick feel bad about what she said about me.
Yeah, she does.
That's
she
it.
does. Does she still do stand up?
I don't know. I haven't looked her up.
Okay, we don't.
But you might know
attention.
her, so I'll tell you her name after the thing. So.
Yay! It's so funny.
She's apparently been around for a while. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I am the least nosy person. Like I always want to know, but I don't like making people feel uncomfortable.
Sure.
So like if someone says anything or something, like I just like dodge the question the other way.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Matt will just be like, "What's her name? Tell me now." And I'll be like, "Matt, stop. He does it with everything. I can't do that." I think my way is just as bad though. Just like being scared and running the other way from the question.
Dude, I'm super nosy. I want to know everything. If somebody's getting into a fight near me, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and just... I was at a hotel this past weekend doing shows out east, and this guy walked up to the counter, super huffing, puffing, and the guy behind the counter came up and he was like, "Yes, sir." So clearly they had a previous interaction. And the guy who walked up was like, "Hey, man, I don't need that attitude right now, okay? What I'm asking you to do is help me, all right? All right? You see those people over there? You see that? That's a woman and a child. They are not a threat." And I was like, "What?"
Oh my God.
Yeah, and what I'm telling you is word for word. I have no context on anything. And the guy behind the counter was like, "Look, man, I can't help you." And the dude who walked up was like, "Hey, are you serious? Are you serious? You're not going to help me right now? You're not going to help me?" And the guy behind the counter was like, "Hey, I'm not doing anything for anybody that threatens my job." Okay?
Oh my God.
And the dude at the counter was like, all right, bet. And he walked out of the building. And I went straight up to my room for fear that he was going to come back with a gun. But like what had happened? I wanted so bad to know what was happening at the Hampton Inn and Suites on that fateful Sunday. That's all I want to know.
But you didn't get to find out.
I didn't get to find out.
You made the best choice for your life.
Yeah, I think so. I like both my ears. I'd like to keep them.
We stayed at a really shitty hotel once in, I think it was Dallas or Tulsa or something. Mm-hmm. And the couple next to us, like the room next to us, was fighting so loud, screaming on top of their lungs. I was terrified, but at the same time I was trying to put all the clues together.
Yeah.
It was like something about money, the kids, and I was like, what is their story?
Yeah. Then, what's the root?
Yeah, who started this? Because at first I was like, oh, it's totally her because she's yelling. Like she seems angry, he seems so chill. But then the thing she was saying, I was like, oh, actually he sounds like he fucked this shit up. So I was like, whose side am I on? How fun at the La Quinta. And I heard, I guess I say it wrong. It's La Quinta?
Quinta.
La Quinta.
Quinta.
What was I saying?
Queen?
La Quinta. I think I might have said it wrong. And then it's La Quinta.
Queen.
Quinta.
I think it's Quinta.
Quinta.
I think the U is silent.
Yeah, I say it wrong.
Yeah. I don't like silent letters.
Oh, how rude.
I don't think there's a point. I feel like there's no point. We don't need it. We don't need the U in Quinta.
Why is it there?
You know? We don't need the E in apple. What are we doing here? The E does not change the word apple.
Yeah.
It doesn't change it. You don't need it. Save it for something else.
I was getting ice cream. It just reminded me. What's the difference between sherbet and sorbet? Because I ordered
sorbet
and sherbet. What's the difference?
Sherbet has dairy in it, doesn't it?
Sherbet.
Can we get that one?
I thought sherbet's a flavor.
I ordered sherbet and they said it's sorbet. Oh,
sherbet's a flavor. Sorbet is like a different.
It's a style, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorbet,
often referred to as sherbet, is a frozen dessert made from water, sugar, dairy product, such as typically fruit juice, puree, wine, liquor, and sorbet.
Oh, you're right. That has dairy. I know sorbet.
I don't think sorbet does.
Has no dairy.
It's more like ice.
Yeah.
Icy.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
No, you're right, because I got the sorbet, and it was icy, and it was great.
Simple syrup, fruit puree, juice. Yeah.
Yeah, no dairy.
But it was one of those words I felt pretentious saying, like fiance.
Yeah, sorbet.
I'll take the sorbet. I felt like such a twat. I didn't even want to order it. And I got it.
I'll take the sorbet.
I hate it. The sherbet sounds easier to say, so
it
I
does,
just kept.
But if you say sherbet, you sound like, you're. A sherbet makes you sound like you're coming from Appalachia. People who order sherbet are from like the white cuts, like that's like, can I get some sherbet with my cheese curds? I don't know.
I hate both of the words. Actually.
Yeah, just give me some ice cream, dude.
The Italian ice. So can we just,
gelato.
Gelato. What a good word.
That's fantastic. One of the best. Not a single wasted letter in the word gelato. You need all of them for it to work.
Positive word.
Yeah.
That's why they say I think English is the hardest language, probably because all the silent letters and shit.
Yeah, all these sneaky ass letters.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who should we talk to? I think we nailed it. Unless there's any other stories.
I think that was the best one.
I don't think it could top.
That was
your main
that was,
story. That's one of the best stories I've heard in a while. That's
awesome.
So
Thanks
good.
for letting me tell it.
I'm sure people are feeling motivated.
Good. Yes. Everybody go out there and do your best Eminem impression. Hope this chick sees, and then you too can get on Wild and Out.
Yeah. Watch 8 Mile get real hyped. That's another thing. The last thing I'll say. When you think of something and you don't know if you heard someone say it or not, and you I'm like, I wanted to make this into a joke, but then I just didn't. I feel like I've heard it, so I just always backed off from it. But that 8 Mile is like a musical. Like anytime I watch 8 Mile, it feels like I'm watching a musical.
Oh sure, yeah.
Because they're just like
they're always like, yeah.
And then they're like, so I'm like, but then I can't figure out if anyone said it. Or I
haven't heard that.
If I was like high and thought of it and then think I heard it from someone else. I rarely smoke, but when I do, I feel like I come up with really fun jokes that are maybe just fun to me, but I liked that one.
Do it.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Until someone's like, that's my joke. And then I'm like.
And then you get blasted on Facebook.
Yeah. Also, wait, I can't believe that happened even before phones were even like a thing.
Yeah.
Before posting was even like.
Yep. This was back when people were posting on Facebook, more than Twitter. Way more.
Yeah.
People were communicating on Facebook way more. This was 8 years ago, something like that.
And I've been in that. I'm in that comedy Facebook group. That people still say some real dumb things in there. But we made it to the other side.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Plug away. Plug your special.
Sure. The special is Conscious Bro. It came out on YouTube with 800 Pound Gorilla. You could just type in Conscious Bro Brent Pella on YouTube. Videos pretty much every day at Brent Pella on Instagram if you want to laugh through all this madness. And then tour dates. BrentPella.com/shows. Nashville, August 2nd and 3rd.
Awesome.
If this comes out in time. Otherwise, I'll see you elsewhere.
I think it will.
Cool.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
Right on.
Thank you so much for doing it.
Hell yeah. Love ya.
Thanks. Bye, guys.